are live. Good evening, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 434. Today is Thursday, July 18th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
That's 3-ish.
3-ish.
And of course, it's that time. Well, do we have any cryptic coin winner for today? And of course, what is going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, we do not have a cryptic coin winner. We will announce a winner tomorrow after a question from today. But let's get into some price movements. It's been a crazy last couple of days. We've seen people talk about the price because it was in Senate. The Senate hearings that, the price may have dropped. Then we saw it bounce back. Saw a $1,000 candle this morning. Man. So we've seen it in chop, basically, like we said before, going sideways.
Chop, what you know about chop?
Yeah, a whole lot of chop. So Bitcoin right now is at $10,612, up 9%. Ripple at 32 cents is up 3% today. Ethereum at $224, up 6%. Bcash is at $312, up 6% as well. EOS finally over $4 at $4.10, up 4%. And Litecoin finally hit $100, up 9%. Had some people scared when it got down to 93, but we're seeing green across the board. It looks like everybody's pumping a little bit today after a small dump a few days ago.
I mean, honestly,
basically right back where we were. Nothing has happened.
It looks like a crypto summer to me. Yeah, I mean, no matter how you shape it, people, if you look at the charts, I know you don't have to study them and all that. I don't do TA myself. I do fundamental stuff, but I look at other people's TA. But what I would say is look at the charts. Last summer, it was just a choppy. Except we were just going in a downward direction, but it was still just as choppy. The previous summer, 2017, just as choppy, but going up, right? Mm-hmm. And actually, it's crazy. If you look at the price point right now, we are still up. Yeah. From the moment, if you invested in 2017, this month, you're still up. Because you remember, we didn't hit 10,000 until December of 2017.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 years out.
Right. And then for those who got caught at the top, you're good. I mean, you're still down some, but you aren't. We're coming back too. And then again, previous year, 2016, again, it was a lot of the same chop, but going upward as well. I mean, 2016, you saw it go from high 300s to the end of 2016, $1,000 by New Year's Day. So literally, this is what we talk about every day. It looks crazy, but this is crypto. You're gonna have these huge percentage swings, and it's normal. This is normal. Oh yeah. And we're still up.
And when you look back, you're like, oh, well, nothing really happened. But in the news, it seems like it. They throw it out. Oh yeah, the price is this.
Gotta have some headlines.
Calm down, bro.
What's going on? Will said, what's up? Tessa, Malik, Allison Thompson, Sadan Baru, Fred Kamen, Jerry Sampson. Hello.
Good.
Hello. She said, what do you think about Litecoin? We think it's silver to Bitcoin's gold, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty good.
The community's not going anywhere. And they just partnered up with Miami Dolphins, so it's a good look for them.
All right, top story of the day, Liberty X. Actually, not one of the top stories, not the top story, but one of the top stories of the day. Liberty X surpasses 1,000 Bitcoin ATMs across the United States.
Oh yeah!
Wow!
Congrats, Liberty X.
Congrats. Liberty. Oh, we didn't preface today. Not negative news, but today's one of those days in the crypto news world for whatever reason is all the fugazi stuff going on, all the scams and all the robberies and the heists. So it will be some funny stories, but I think I did put this first. I was like, let's start off with a really good positive story before we dip into everything else. So, Liberty X, Bitcoin Zay has a Bitcoin ATM. He's been in that game for a while. What can you tell us about Liberty X and where they're going and what they're doing and how they get to this point already? 1,000 ATMs, Bitcoin ATMs.
Yeah, well, Liberty X, they've been around for a long time, since 2014. Liberty X has been putting in the work. If you know their original model, I remember you used to be able to pay cash at a actual place. You can go into a store and they would give you the receipt for the Bitcoin, or vice versa. You could sell Bitcoin. So they started that way, and then they moved on to now where you can do the same process but using Bitcoin ATMs. So you don't have to go to the cashier of a gas station or of a Target or Family Dollar. You can go straight to the ATM, and the best part about this is they're expanding rapidly, people. They're not slowing down. This isn't going anywhere, and it's becoming easier and easier to transact. If you don't know Liberty X, it is pretty simple to use. There's the app on the phone now. where you can use it, and you have limits that are there, but they are pretty straight. 3,000 worth of Bitcoin a day.
Nice.
If you do KYC,
3,000 worth of Bitcoin or 3,000 like USD.
$3,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, hold on, what's going on here? Who got the 3,000 Bitcoin? Who got the 3,000?
But yeah, you got to pass KYC to do that, but that's still a pretty good limit if you don't do KYC. So pretty good operation you got going. Yeah, that should be
regular ATMs. For unless you call your bank or your bank get those limits. I think for the average person, they might not 1,000 or something tops.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to call out this article, Daniel. You look a little young, Daniel. I'm not sure if this is your updated photo or not.
It is.
Or how are you all exactly? But in this article, it said, with this move, Liberty X now operates more than 1,000 so-called Bitcoin ATMs across the country. I'm not sure why so-called was inserted, but it's a Bitcoin automatic teller machine. It is what it is. Again, this is one of those things where language matters, because you don't want to say for Liberty X where they're so-called Bitcoin ATMs, but the minute JP Morgan and all these other Bank of America, all these other banks step in there, it's like, okay, well now they're Bitcoin ATMs. It's like, no, exactly. They're Bitcoin ATMs right now. So
what if somebody was like Daniel Kuhn, so-called journalist,
right? There you go, exactly.
Yeah, like, what are you
some
about?
Journalists on CoinDesk, CoinDesk is a good publication for crypto news, so. Language does matter, people. You have to consider that when you're talking crypto with other people, though, for sure.
Yeah.
What's going on, Janaya? Fred came in and said, yep, Liberty X has locations all over LA. Yeah, I'm seeing them everywhere. What's going on, S1 Dubs? Pangy Smoke, hello. All right, now time to get into some of the fun stories. First of which, we're going to talk about Libra. Last time, hopefully, until they actually launch this thing, is crazy. Not necessarily Libra, but one of the politicians involved with the Libra project, I guess, has something to say. Libra is like sending a friend request to terrorist politician, says.
Wow.
We are creeping closer and closer to our big prediction. Of course, the Trump one has been proven right, and that's the one we talked about literally since 2016. So that came to fruition finally. It was a couple years behind because the government, we didn't realize we didn't realize government can scrap. All right, you gotta be careful. But
they can,
But of course, the next big one is Bitcoin is the reason for the terrorist attack. It looks like we are priming this up already. Shout out to Cointelegraph. Like, who does your art? We need to have some type of crypto artist award. Yeah, you took it out of my mouth. Crypto artists, we got to do it for our crypto list this year.
Yeah.
They're definitely shutting it down, though. But looks like United States Democratic congressman has claimed Mark Zuckerberg, quote, Mark Zuckerberg is sending a friend request to oligarchs, drug dealers, human traffickers, and terrorists, unquote, by launching Facebook's Libra cryptocurrency. In a combative tweet on July 17, Brad Sherman describes Libra as the, quote, Zuck buck, and he accused the Facebook CEO of deliberately attempting to circumvent America's anti-money laundering laws. He also had a post where he had a drug kingpin El Chapo, who just sentenced to life plus 30 years in prison on Florence, Colorado, a friend request. Just so much to be said about this statement. Never mind the fact that these same people, the U.S. does work. You think there's a Russian billionaire oligarch that our government isn't working with? Like, by way of working with Russia, we are working with them.
Yeah. And this dude, Brad Merman Sherman, we've actually given him a dinosaur of a day
right?
before.
I thought
he doesn't like anything. Libra's not even a cryptocurrency. He just doesn't like anything outside of the current system. And he tried to, as they say, take David Marcus to task, which there's no way I could sit in a air-conditioned room with a bunch of people in suits and be taken to task. Every question you ask, I'm just be like, it's whatever, man. I don't care what you think about it. But they are trying to be nice, and they let them, ask them questions about whether or not it's going to fund terrorism. It actually says here, he went on to say, if cryptocurrency is used to finance the next horrific terrorist attack,
here we go.
100 lawyers standing in a row charging $200,000 an hour are not going to protect his rear end from the wrath of the American people. I beg to differ.
Prime it up.
If there is a terrorist attack and it's quote unquote funded by Libra, or you say it was funded by Libra, I believe you will get way more blowback on yourself because you say,
"Oh, I didn't know you was." I was about to take there.
You let it happen.
I was about to take there.
What are you talking about? You just let it happen because
let's go even deeper than that. Like, I mean, you're right. He definitely put his foot in his mouth. Now, I don't know who
all
does
the way down
PR for him,
yeah.
but whoever, is he actually a congressional delegate in California? Where is he from?
Mervyn Sherman, yeah, from California.
We need to figure out how to get him out of the office for saying things like that. If we have a terrorist attack, I don't care about what Mark Zuckerberg did or what was funny. I want to know what happened to the $500 billion plus money we gave to our defense budget. Like, are you kidding me?
What are we doing?
CIA, FBI, like Navy, Army, like Air Force, terrorist attack.
Yeah.
No, don't try that. That has nothing to do with Bitcoin or any tech billionaire out there. If our defenses aren't ready, then they're not ready. It has nothing to do with them. So, again, we had to point this out because they're going in that direction already.
It's fear tactics, people. And they're kicking it up a notch because it's summertime. You know, people not paying attention. So then, by the time you are paying attention, when school comes back in and you start watching the news more, the markets start moving. You'll be like, "Oh man, they've been talking about this for a while. They must be right." No, just same scare tactics. Yeah.
But they were talking about underneath the billionaires. Other friends are listed as the Palestinian group Hamas. Of course, the U.S. and EU designate as a terrorist organization. They said North Korea leader Kim Jong-un, Russian President Vladimir Putin, and registered sex offender Jeremy Epstein. Now, really quick, just going through this list of people, our president has met with North Korea leader Kim Jong-un 2 or 3 times a year. So let's just nix that one. We always meet with Putin, so let's nix that one. And Jeffrey Epstein was literally like the epitome of what the 47 to 68, 69-year-old white male will probably want to be in American society as far as money and wealth and stuff. Actually, any male, not just the white male, but any male. But my point is that before he just fell out of grace as of recently, everybody was all over his dude. So let's not act like that all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same people.
Your time is coming.
Right. So you're basically telling me the same people Mark Zuckerberg is friends with and talking to are the same people our government does. So again, I'm not understanding it's a public government and a private citizen. But even further is one of those things where he's a tech person.
Yeah.
what are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing right now? He's just a guy.
He's gonna kick off the terrorist attacks. All right. Yeah.
But so interesting story again. They're priming it for the terrorist attack. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it never happens in any country. But again, we all know what this is about.
We know.
It's all about that Federal Reserve coin. What's going on, Harold George? S1 Dove said Mark Z might as well go ahead and let them run it because he doesn't seem like he has enough money to grease those sweaty fat palms. Hilarious. That was true.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there will be an event. It'll be blamed on Bitcoin. They're going to say, we told you so. I mean, at this point, it might be an event and they blame it on Libra, which would really cause Bitcoin to explode because we would dodge that bullet. You remember, it's about being the first one through the door. I mean, Bitcoin technically is not the global currency yet. It's not first to the door. It's trying to get through the door. But Libra did launch and was actually successful, had a successful launch, and they're the first world currency through the door. The U.S. is like,
we got to take down Libra. Forget Bitcoin because we can't kill it.
Libra must go.
They've already, Powell, the Fed chair, already admitted it can be used as gold. We can't kill it. He's already admitted it, but these other statements have overshadowed that. But he's already admitted there's nothing we can do with it. It's a store of value now. Deal with it, people.
Crazy. All right. Some more of the interesting stories. Ex-Microsoft employee arrested for $10 million crypto theft. What? All right. So when
bozo.
Right. Oh, hilarious. When I heard this story, Zay brought this story up. I asked him, I was like, what happened and whatever. And literally within like a sentence or two, he was like, well, it's pretty simple. It was a heist. This happened. That happened. He spent the money and he's gone. I'm like, wait, what? So what happened with this story?
Same old. 25-year-old Ukrainian national Vladimir Vashuk allegedly used the money he stole, which was $10 million, to buy a $160,000 Tesla and a $1.7 million lakefront home. What? So very simple. Stole the money, bought some stuff, got caught. And it happens over and over because these people liquidated into cash. That can be tracked.
Oh, you're a 25-year-old
with a Tesla.
$200,000 Tesla.
Where did you get this money?
The real reason why a lot of these people get caught too, I mean, as they should, they're criminals. But it's because we got a lot of haters out there too.
Oh, yeah.
Because how else would you get caught unless somebody was like, "Word, how are you so young you can have a Tesla in the lakefront? Let me investigate."
Look into this, please.
I mean, granted, I'm glad they did, but yeah, he definitely somebody definitely hated on him in his lifestyle.
Oh yeah, and I mean the way he did it was he stole cryptocurrency gift cards that were redeemable for Microsoft products, and he resold them on the web. So he had this little scam going, made too much money, flashed too much. I mean,
pay the right people.
That's what I'm saying. People, I don't know how you would steal 10 million and then spend almost half of it and think people are just not gonna be, oh, so where did this come from? But that's what he did, and he's been caught now. So good luck to him. He'll have to do at least a few years though.
So my thing is, when he was doing this, or was he doing this while he was working at Microsoft, or was this one of those things where, cause, I'm seeing here
he used to work at he's a former employee, and he helped with Microsoft's testing of its online retail sales platform. So he probably knew a backdoor.
Okay, there we go. So he knows how this thing is ran.
I was gonna say, with a lot of these big companies, the only way to get to them is somebody on the inside. That was probably
you said that
either a mad employee or somebody's been working for years that knows,
or just know the software.
Or just knows the software really well. Like, hey, this little trick could get you whatever. He did it, but it's Microsoft. They're going to catch you. And what are you doing?
What's even crazier is that, it looks like they really caught him for spending the money.
Yeah.
That's the thing where we keep talking about this technology, people. A lot of people aren't understanding the tech part of it, but it's kind of like how they got Al Capone. We don't know how you're running these illicit businesses. We don't know how you are moving alcohol.
Yeah.
In these back rooms, but we do know we have no clue how you bought this house with this lake spring and this fountain in the front. So
hey, should have went to a Bitcoin community with your stuff and just lived there for about a year or two, let it blow over or something.
Should have not stole.
Yeah.
You thief.
Exactly.
Speaking of thieves, gang of masked men raid Bitcoin embassy in Birmingham. You told me this was another funny story. This is like the Dumb and Dumber of thieves today. What did this one do right here? Well, Cointelegraph shout out again. It's a bunch of servers, a man in a mask, and as a Bitcoin bag of Bitcoins that are spilling out as he runs out.
Even though Bitcoins are not physical and you cannot grab them, a gang of masked men raided the Bitcoin embassy in the English city of Birmingham, and it sparked a police investigation. The robbery, the way it happened was, they basically took a truck and they tried to wrap a rope around the Bitcoin ATM and pull it out barbershop style, like Anthony Anderson and Ice Cube's dumb cousin. He basically did the old wrap it around, smash and grab, and it looks as though they were trying to get the cash out of the ATM because, of course, there is no Bitcoin in the machine.
Right.
They're being directly sent over the server. So hopefully they didn't think there were Bitcoins in there. It was cash. But even if they took it, good luck unlocking it. And every ATM I know has a tracker on it. So, I mean, they're looking into it. I'm sure they'll be found at some point. But if any money is taken out of it, the insurance will kick in. So they're not sweating it. It's just the smash and grab was kind of big for an English city.
Right.
If
I was I'm thinking like a criminal investigator. I either had to say, this is a person with a very low level of education and limited access to resources, or somebody very old. All right. And the reason why is because you got to either be old, still trying to get money out, like steal ATMs, or you got to be real dumb to still.
He just got out of jail. He didn't realize he just
stop being a lazy criminal. It's 2019. Learn how to hack like everybody else. All right.
Hack like an adult.
Right. Hack like a grown man would. Grown men and women hack. All right. They're not out here trying to steal a physical ATM of any kind, because as Bitcoins, they say,
and they're heavy.
They're heavy. They're tracking systems on it. And how are you gonna bust it open? You got a tool shop. You see how quick that took? I already got like 3 clues to find a person. Yeah, and then you throw the triangle in there, like, we know they're 15 miles in this direction. There's somebody right here. Like, come on, this is too easy. So
where's that noise of ding, ding all night coming from? The dumb
I heard dynamite in the barn out back last night. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
what are we doing?
That big ass brush fire.
Hey, stop being lazy. I want you to get on YouTube for a few days and learn to just hack like everybody else. All right?
Hack like a gentleman.
That's
right.
Yeah.
That's one dub.
Just trying to be a savage. What they say?
Yeah.
What else one does say?
He said, hack like a gentleman.
Hack like a gentleman. Yeah. Hilarious. All right. Speaking of hacking, thievery, raids, and all the other sticky stuff that goes on in the cryptoverse. Looks like for $15,000, this guy will fake your exchange volume you'll get on CoinMarketCap.
Oh, yeah.
You don't say. I remember there's a certain guy whose names rhymes with Bitcoin Pay, who's already been telling us for I don't know how long about the fake volume on these exchanges and why you have to be careful with that with trading. What's happening here?
Oh yeah, well it looks as though this 20-year-old
why is everybody yelling at this?
Moscow State University.
They're smart as hell though. You got to give them. They're all smart,
ambitious. But he runs a firm that specializes in making obscure cryptocurrencies look like they're being actively traded. Basically, they program bots to trade tokens back and forth through exchanges that don't have much liquidity. So they're just trying to get whoever, anybody who trades on their platform, like whoever. So they'll make it look good. That volume gets listed on CoinMarketCap, and then you get listed as an exchange, which brings in other people, and then those people actually use their real money on that exchange, turns into some pump and dumps or some hacks. We've seen people exit scam
like crazy, right?
So he's not literally exit scamming or doing it, but he creates the fake volume for these companies. And 15K is pretty good. I've seen a lot of
that's a good price for a service like that.
For that service, especially
if you can do it the proper way.
Make you six figures, because some of these exchanges, there's nothing going on in these exchanges except during times of high volume on other exchanges. When big exchanges start, then they can get away with it because nobody's paying attention to YoBit. Whenever there's a bull run, nobody's paying attention. But it is easy to see, easy to spot once you can see how they work after the bull run.
So that's actually a good reason why, this is me just assuming it, how it looks. That's probably why a lot of these don't have the .coms. Of course, the IOs and stuff is for open source in general, but it's also for indexing. Because if you got a .com and Google catches wind of this, they're going to make sure no one will find your site unless they, you type in your letter by letter type of deal, every time. So what's even crazy, again, we talk about tech all the time here. He's 20 years old with a program like this. Good, better, or ugly, however you feel about it.
He's useful.
How does he know this? How did he learn to do this already? So, again, we talk about remembering these names. You are crazy if you don't think you're going to hear about a 20-year-old who has this program again in the next 5 or 10 years. You think he's going to be 32 and not doing something like this at this level again?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's pretty interesting to see this, but even more people, again, make sure you pay attention to those trading patterns and stuff. The volume might not be real. If it isn't, then hey, you could get stuck.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that is our show for today. Other than that, what are we doing for the free cryptic coin?
Oh, yeah. So for the free cryptic coin, like we discussed earlier, the Bitcoin embassy got broken into, Bitcoin ATM stolen. I want to discuss physical security. Do you think it should be discussed more in the crypto community?
Talk about that.
Now that there are lounges, now that there are different meetup spots and, crypto people coming together around the world, physical security, what do you think? What should be done? Let us know what you think. Put that cryptic coin address and we'll send you that free cryptic coin.
What's going on? Harold George said we deserve a better breed of criminal. What's going on, Antonio? Richard, what's going on? Sorry, famous author and superstars. Yeah, and you know what? Last but not least, it is slipping my mind already. I'm about to forget. I know I'm going to end this live stream and remember it in the momento, but I guess that's life. All right, have a great Thursday. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers.